What's up? I'm sitting here with my son today, trying to have real talk, but I guarantee it's going to be some kind of craziness going on with the youth today. Something in your ear, dude. Seriously? That's why you don't listen, because you got something in your ear. I told him I was going to sit him down here and we're going to have a little interview session, and I'm going to ask some questions and see if I can get to the bottom of this whole youth thing. I'm trying to understand him a little bit better. And I got one question. That's it on my sheet. And he is doing like most youth today is doing, fronting. See, that's what he has on his. Seriously. I'm trying to have a serious situation, serious talk with him, and he's playing. He's playing around. So, I got like one real question for you, man. And then we can just kind of expound from there. That's something that's work with. Alright, check it. Pay attention, see? Here's the beginning of the problem. Don't even want to pay attention. I'm trying to have a serious talk with him, and he ain't paying attention. Stop cheating. Alright, my question to him is this. If you were given an exam for which you were also given the answer key, and I told him to say, hey, this is the exam, I need you to take the exam, I want you to take the exam, but here's the answers to it, and it's okay for you to use the answer sheet. Would you use it? That's my question. If it's a test and I got the answers for him and I say, hey, it's okay for you to use the answers, would you go ahead and use it in the spirit of trying to pass the test? What would your answer be? Yes. Why?
So I can get done with the test.
So you can get done with the test.
And make it 8.
What's your primary reason for using it?
To pass.
So, you're telling me if I give you a test, and you young folks listen to this now, because there's a reason for me even asking this question. I've given you a test, and I've given you the answers, and all you got to do is use the answers so you can pass the test. He said that he would use the answer key. So, here's my other question then, leading up to this. Life is a test for which I and every other parent out there have already gone through. We've failed some parts of this test, therefore we know the answer now.
Let's go.
And then some parts we've passed, for which we have the answer for. So when we give you guys advice, why don't you take it? We've been through the test, and we're giving you the answers. So why don't you guys ever listen? Answer that. Ain't nothing on there. Starting to sound like Snagglepuss. Answer! You got people waiting on you. This is real talk. Father and son, real talk. I've been through stuff for which I'm trying to get him not to go through the same thing. And either I've been through it, or I know some people that have been through it. I got relationships with other people. So why don't you listen? Why don't you and other youths like yourself listen? Answer the question, please. You ain't gotta do this. Take a seat. This is the wisdom that you want the rest of the world to see. See, he's more concerned about the peach fuzz that he doesn't even have, instead of trying to defend himself in a logical conversation. Because you could be helping somebody else out right now by answering the question. It's not always about you. It's about those who we affect around us. So answer the question. We'll move on to the next thing then, because we don't want to answer this question. I have in my hand here, everybody, some grades that my son made. Alright? Yeah. Alright. Now, check it. He made a 98 on this. 98. No thumbs up. I congratulated him for doing that, a 98 on it. But it could have been 100. Now I know everybody's gonna say, but the dude made a 98, he made a 98. That's not the point. Listen to this. There's 10 words from which he has to choose from, and 10 spaces for which he has to fill in. He has a 98. Why wouldn't that be 100? You have 10 words you have to fill in. For 10 words you've been given. He didn't fill in one of the words. Isn't it as simple as a process of elimination? I don't get that. How you got 10 words up here and you only put 9 down here? Explain that to them. Defend yourself. It's 98. And you miss one.
An A+. See that? It's A+. He just threw my A+ on the ground. That's an A+.
The problem is rooted deeper than that. That's what you get when you mess around. The problem is rooted deeper than that. He's being lazy. And it only showed in this one example. But there's tons more. So again, why are you youth like that? Why do you take the shortcut? Exhibit B. True and false. 50-50 chance of getting it right. I stayed up late with my son. I was like, I was going to allow him to just go on and do this without me even checking it. But then something told me, go ahead and check this. You need to check up on it. Because he said that he had it right. Now I go to this kid, and the first 2 answers he got wrong. The first one he got wrong because it was just wrong. The second one he got wrong, yes, I did that.
That's right.
I did it.
No, you didn't?
Yes, I did it. I'm the one who found. I found that out.
No, I found this one out.
The first one he had wrong. We went through other media means of finding the answer. The second one he had right, but he still had wrong because he didn't even know why he had it right. He just guessed at it. Now, 7, 8, and 10 got wrong. Didn't have to get it wrong. Told him that we were about to go to bed, the girls were about to go to bed, everybody's going to bed, and I told him, I said, listen, me and Raven are going to stay up so we can make sure we get the answers to this, and then he'll have a solid foundation of understanding why the answer is what it is. He gets upset and says, I just want to go to bed. But I'm sacrificing sitting up here with you to go through your homework with you, for which you thought you already had the right answers, and you get upset about that. So you know what I did? I said, okay, I'm gonna write these answers down that you have, and when you bring the test back to me, it better be 100, because you say you don't need my help, and you are letting sleep challenge you so much that you don't want to stay up and make sure you got your work. His interest was not passing. His interest was going to lay down. And what happened? Got those answers wrong, for which I am certain he and I both could have figured out. So why would you do that? If someone, your father, is putting out, is sacrificing the time so to make sure that you get an A 100 on it, why would you turn that down? What mature person would do that?
It's 11 o'clock at night.
So time is a factor for him to practice excellence. So women, if you need him when he gets older and he starts doing the dating thing and you need him to be on top of his game all the time, you can't expect him to do that after 11 o'clock because he's not going to give you his all. Just like this, after 11 o'clock, he's not going to give you his all. And the same dumbfounded look he has on his face right now, it's because he don't really have anything to say. He knows that I'm right. So a question to you, females, why do you go after guys like that? The ones who wear their pants but down below their butts.
Don't do that.
And the ones who are clearly underachieving.